Pirates of the Caribbean is one of Disney's most notable franchises. Since the release of Curse of the Black Pearl back in 2003, there has been 4 sequels, novels, comics, video games, theme park attractions, and enough merchandise to fill a pirate's treasure chest. Some of it better than others. And as a fan of the series, who actually had some of the original 2011 sets, it was absolutely amazing last year seeing the very brief return of the theme with the LEGO Captain Jack Sparrow's pirate ship, or the Black Pearl. That's why today I'm going to be making 6 new Pirates of the Caribbean sets, a full wave of models that I would like to see LEGO make in the future. We're going to start off with a smaller set and work our way up to a huge UCS ship. I'll leave you guessing which one that is. So let's start off with the smallest set. This set is called Blacksmith Jewel. It contains 3 minifigures, 356 pieces, and would retail for around $24.99 in the UK. In the set we have Jack Sparrow, who is the exact same minifigure that appeared in the UCS Black Pearl last year. He has a sword accessory, and as I'm sure you can guess, this figure appears in most of the sets I've created. We also have Will Turner. This figure is also basically the same to the one which we saw in the UCS Black Pearl. I did use the original 2011 head and a slightly different hairpiece. We also have one exclusive minifigure in the set, which is Mr. Brown, the owner of the blacksmith shop. As he is quite short, I gave him mid-legs, and he also has a new torso design. His face has one normal side and one sleeping side, just like we see in the film. As for the set itself, it's a fully enclosed playset, which can be folded up into the shop or can be opened to allow for better play. On the outside there is a sign which says J Brown and a simple door into the blacksmith shop. The interior has a fireplace in the corner and also a removable anvil, and in the centre there is a spinning weapon rack below a small platform, which is a perfect spot to have Will and Jack duel, just like we see in the film. Next to the door there is also a table, which is a perfect spot for showcasing the swords. And so there is our first set in the series. It's always great to see these small sets within a wave, and I think this is a great start to the series. Our next set is called Pelagostes Tribe Escape. This set has 4 minifigures, 3 which are exclusive, and 487 pieces. The set would retail for around $44.99 in the UK, making it a medium-sized set. In the set we have Jack Sparrow, who has the same torso as we saw in the Black Pearl set, but he does have a new face design featuring the makeup the tribe put on his face. I also gave him a scared alternate face so fans can recreate this famous scene with the set. We also have Joshua Gibbs, who is the exact same figure as the one which appeared in the Black Pearl set. He also has a pistol accessory. As well as this, we also have 2 cannibal minifigures. The first one has the same hairpiece with the bone that we see in the original 2011 set. He has a skull painted on his face and very detailed torso and leg details. One of my favourites is the small skull on his necklace. He also has a spear accessory. The other member of the Pelagostes tribe is based off a specific character in the film. When Will arrives on the island, a camouflaged cannibal jumps out of the trees and captures him, which I have recreated with this olive green minifigure. He also has a crossbow accessory. As for the build, it splits into 3 main pieces. We have a fire with a turning feature for Jack. There is a barrel of weapons and a pineapple to the side of this. There is also many plants scattered across this build, and the others I have created. biggest build is this rock archway, which is topped with skulls and spears. We have the bone cage, where the Pelagostes tribe can capture gibbs, and on one side there is a tree built into the rock, which has a spot for the camouflage cannibal to hide. The final build is Jack Sparrow's bone throne, which has lots of skulls speared behind it, and also a new printed element on the back of the chair for extra detail. Of course, there is enough space to sit Jack on the throne, just like we see in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Now, on to our next set. Moving back to the first movie, we have Isla de Muerta. Similar to yesterday's model, this location actually appeared in the original wave back in 2011. However, my set is slightly larger and has more minifigures. The model has 5 minifigures, 4 of which are exclusive to the set. We have Jack Sparrow, who may look like the same figure from the UCS Black Pearl, but his secondary face reveals the skeleton version of the character. This style is very similar to the Barbosa figure which we saw in the Black Pearl set, which is what LEGO would be most likely to do if the set became a reality. Then we have Captain Barbosa. Now this figure is an exact copy of the one from the Black Pearl. He has a new hat mould and, similar to Jack, a secondary skeleton face design. Elizabeth Swan has a new dark red dress design in the set. This is relatively similar to the one which we saw in the original set, and she has the same head design and hairpiece from the original set. She also has an accessory of the medallion, which also appeared in the Black Pearl. Now, 2 figures which felt extremely important to include in this set were Pintel and Rigetti. Despite these characters appearing in 3 of the 5 films, they actually never got their own LEGO minifigures. Pintel has a very accurate face design, which has a huge scar across his forehead. I also created a new torso design where his belly can be seen under his coat. Rigetti also has a new torso design with a coat that continues to his hips, and a belt which goes down to his legs. His face design has one normal eye, and of course, his false eye. As for the build itself, we have a huge rock archway with many stalagmites and stalactites. Off to the side, there is this island area where the 882 gold medallions are stored in a huge crate. The crate has some Aztec symbols on the front, and behind it there is space to place 2 minifigures. The whole model is full of gold, of course, with many items such as coins, chalices, jewels, and even a magic lamp. There is also a small side build with 2 jump stands on each end. This small section was designed to be able to display the duel between Jack and Barbosa at the end of Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. Although most of these sets are designed for younger children's play sets, I still thought it was really important to make it suitable for adult fans of LEGO. I also included a simple rowing boat with a flame torch at the front. Now you may have noticed the hoodie which I'm wearing in the video. This is actually inspired by this very set. You can see we have the Aztec symbol which is featured on the chest, on the front. We have block design written on the sleeve, and a postcard with several references to the model scattered throughout. This hoodie and many more pieces of clothing coming soon are available to the Block Design website. Link in the description. Now, staying with the first movie, our next set is Port Royal. This set contains 1,296 pieces, 8 minifigures, and would retail for around $124.99 in the UK. This set contains 8 minifigures, and first off, we have Captain Jack Sparrow. This is actually the exact same figure which appears in the UCS Black Pearl, and several previous sets. Then we have William Turner. Now this variant is actually exclusive to the set. He has a new hair hat combo piece, a red cape, and the same face and torso design that we saw in the Black Pearl. I also gave him some dual molded legs to better suit the costume, which we see at the end of the first film. Elizabeth Swann is also the exact same figure that appears in the Black Pearl set as well. I did give her a fan accessory, which she is seen with at this point in the movie. Then we have Governor Swan, Elizabeth's dad. This figure has a new torso design in sand blue, as well as dual molded legs with printing on the sides. His new face design seems to be really accurate, and I also gave him a new hair hat combo piece. Then we have Commodore Norrington. Now we did get a figure of him back in 2011, but it was based off the more run-down Jane Norrington that we see in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and so I created a new version. He also has new dual molded hair hat combo. I gave him a new face design and a new leg and torso design. Similar to yesterday, where I created two amazing figures of Pintel and Rigetti, another iconic duo which we see in the Pirates of the Caribbean series is Murtaugh and Mulroy. As this set seems to be the perfect set to include these guys, it was an opportunity that I could not miss. Both figures are very similar. Murtaugh just has this very common face design, and I created a new face design for Mulroy. Both figures have a new torso print and dual molded legs. As I created the small village area to the side, I also decided to include a random villager. This guy features no new parts, but keeps the model looking busy and full. There is also an array of animals in the set. I included the dog holding the key as a new mold, some chickens and a parrot. After the build, the castle consists of a large tower with a small block to the side. Next to it there is a small bridge which leads to the village area. Now the village area may seem quite plain and basic, and that's because it's actually compatible with another set that I designed. On day one of the series I designed the Blacksmith Jewel, and when folded up this set fits perfectly in the space. This creates a more complete model and increases demand for both of these sets. The interior is packed with details from the first movie. The ground floor of the building has a prison which contains 2 cells. There is a small play feature in one of the cells where the wall can be pulled off, allowing the prisoners inside to escape. The second floor has the governor's office. This room has a huge painting on the wall of a world map, which is a design I created on 2 1x6 panels. This is featured in Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, and if this was a real set, it would probably be 2 huge stickers, like we saw in the Harry Potter 12 Garrod playset. There is also 2 tables, one of which is a writing desk for Governor Swan. On the table there is a quill and a pile of notes. On top of the pile there is a wanted poster for Jack. Under the table there is a huge candelabra. Behind the table there is a small painting as well as a miniature model of the Interceptor. On the roof of the build there is a large open area. This is where Jack Sparrow is set to be executed, but I can't see LEGO including that in a set like this. There is a huge bell as well as a small room to the side which contains a barrel full of weapons. Now, moving on to the penultimate set, I've designed the full UCS Flying Dutchman. The Flying Dutchman contains 7,687 pieces, putting it at around the size of the UCS Millennium Falcon, but I would guess this would sell for around £550 in the UK. This set is obviously designed for adults and is kinda similar to the Black Pearl we saw last year with the 2 stands to support the build. The model also contains 9 all-new exclusive minifigures, so let's start off with them. 8 of these figures are members of the Flying Dutchman's cursed crew, with Will Turner being the only other normal human aboard. He is probably the least detailed figure in the set. He has simple black legs, the same face as we've seen in other sets, but he does have a new torso design. Moving on to the Flying Dutchman's crew, our first minifigure is Bootstrap Bill. Bootstrap Bill features an entirely new face print, like the rest of the crew, which you will see momentarily. He has the enlarged eyes which we've seen used on characters such as Emperor Palpatine, helping sell that eerie, cursed appearance. His face also has a starfish on the side, which we see in the film. I gave him a shoulder accessory, which makes the figure look slightly larger, and also looks like the coral which we see on his clothes in Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest. Then we have Marcus, who did appear in the original wave. I gave the figure way more detail, including his right arm, which is covered in coral. I really like how I have managed to include lots of colour across the crew, as I feel like over time, LEGO figures have become more colourful. He has the same hammerhead shark element from the original set, as well as some dual moulded legs. An accessory of a hatchet is also included, which he is seen with in some of the films. Next up we have Hadras, who again appeared in the original wave. Similar to Marcus, I used the same hat piece of the shell that we saw in the original wave. I think that his face design really captures his likeness, and also similar to Marcus, he has some dual moulded legs. Although we never see Hadras on the Dutchman, he still plays an important part in the film, making him an essential character to include. Then we have Wyvern, who is also an important character in the film. As you see, this character is kind of falling apart and becoming part of the ship. He's lost most of his right leg, revealing his skeleton underneath, and his rib cage is also visible under his coat. His arms are also just bones, and to capture his differently shaped face, I placed the design on a transparent head. He also has a lamp accessory, which he's seen holding in the film. Then we have Clanker, who is another colourful character. He has detailed arm designs, as well as a cloth around his neck. The right side of his face has been almost entirely covered in barnacles, leaving only his left eye visible. One of my favourite details of this minifigure is his seaweed hair, which is printed onto his face. Next we have Jimmy Legs, who is one of the more obscure inclusions in the set. Similar to Wyvern, his head is also printed on a transparent piece, as his head seems to be missing a huge chunk. He has a different shaped right leg, which we can see in the reference material, and so I used the Demogorgon leg piece from Stranger Things. Then we have Cole Nico, who is wearing a single piece of fabric which covers his whole body. This figure was quite hard to create, as half of his face resembled a pufferfish, but by changing the eye and adding some spikes, I managed to create a relatively convincing minifigure. He also has a shoulder accessory, which also looks like the spikes, as his pufferfish look continues onto his right arm. And finally, one of the best figures in the set, we have Davy Jones himself. Naturally, he's probably one of the most detailed in the set as well. Most of his torso design is obscured by his tentacle beard, but he has a green shirt under a dark blue overcoat. He has several specialized molds, such as the crab claw hand, the beard and the hat. He has this unique coral which covers his legs and arms, and this huge cape which adds size to the minifigure. And so, with the figures out the way, let's look at the build. The Flying Dutchman is 104 centimeters long and 60 centimeters tall, meaning it is actually almost double the length and a similar height to the Black Pearl set. The bottom of the ship can be removed, leaving just what would be visible above water, which is also a feature with the Black Pearl. On the outside there are 10 large cannons and 9 smaller ones on each side, and a huge mouth shape on the front, which really makes it look like the ship from the film. This is also where we see William Turner hiding in Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Man's Chest. At the back there are 2 large balconies looking out into the sea. Also at the back there are several statues and brick built animals, also just like we see in the film. I added a 2x4 sign which reads Flying Dutchman, and the long front deck features the steering wheel and a large area for the crew to stand and move around. I chose to use olive green colour for the sails, as this keeps the spooky vibe of the rest of the ship and fits the colour scheme. In terms of the interior, there are several rooms which we see in the film, and also other areas which we can assume are in the ship. The majority of the interior space holds the cannons and has space for the crew to walk around. Lots of the roof and walls are covered in seaweed, which fits the theme of the Dutchman. There is also space for Wyvern to stand within the wall of the second floor. Moving to the back of the second floor, in this section we have the captain's quarters. This includes Davy Jones's organ and also has space for his locket on the side, which is a new printed design. Also in this room is a desk at the side and a candelabra. Below this is a prison area, which is also seen in the third Pirates of the Caribbean film. There are 4 cells, which gives enough space for many characters to be imprisoned on the ship. Now, due to the size of this set, I also designed a promo, so here is a look at Isla de Cruces. Isla de Cruces is the island where Davy Jones's heart is buried in the chest, and it's where the famous duel happens on the wheel. In my opinion, this is one of the coolest scenes from the franchise, so being able to include it in this set is absolutely great. The model only has 143 pieces and 2 minifigures, and of course would come free with purchases of the Flying Dutchman. The promo contains the same Will Turner minifig which we just saw in the Flying Dutchman set, as well as James Norrington. James Norrington is an exclusive minifigure, and this version of him looks more beat up and exhausted than the version we saw yesterday in the Port Royal set. Both figures have sword accessories, allowing fans to recreate the famous duel. The set has 2 main builds, the wheel and a small area of terrain, and also another area of terrain with Davy Jones's chest. The wheel can be removed from the terrain and the figure can be placed on top of the wheel, allowing for a great display off to the side of the Dutchman. The other build has the chest, and within the chest is the heart of Davy Jones. This is printed on a transparent 1x1 circular brick inside the chest. Also, the set includes the key to open the chest. I think this small set is something that fans would really enjoy to have alongside the Flying Dutchman, but I am aware that because of the exclusive printed parts, the resale price on this promo would be absolutely crazy. And so, with that, there is all 6 Pirates of the Caribbean sets. It was really good to see the return of Pirates of the Caribbean last year with the Black Pearl set, and hopefully in the future we get more sets. Thank you so much for watching this series. I really hope you enjoyed, Don't forget to subscribe and like all the videos. Leave in the comments what you want to see next on my channel, and I'll see you very soon.